Guess who he is, or where he is. Ibrahima Kodio is here, the founder and director of Grace Private School in Mali. How many of you know where Mali is? Good, good. If you don't know, it's right there. That is Mali. Ibrahim is going to be sharing with us this morning, and I'm going to be up here doing the color commentary. Actually, I'm just going to be urging him along and asking him questions, but I think Ibrahim would like to greet you first.
Yes. Hello, family of Christ. I am Ibrahima Kodio, and I was here 2 years ago, and many of you know me, and we have talked a lot, and you share the newsletters. You get the newsletters Judy is sharing every month, and you are praying for us, and we recognize this, and we say thank you for all your support, spiritual support, material and financial support. Thank you so much, and we pray that God bless you in return. Yes.
As we start, I think, Ibrahim, I'd like you to share just a little bit about your family.
Yes, this is my family, and the man there is me. So, and this is my wife, Rachel, and the oldest daughter, Catherine, and we have Louise, and then Ruth. Ruth was born when I was visiting here, and actually when I was in that church, in this church 2 years ago. So she's turning 2. And Louise is turning 4, while Catherine is turning 6. Yes. Yeah, this is how they play in the sun, and yeah. So this is by the new construction building. I just was surprised to see them sitting like this and talking to each other, and so I took the picture. Yeah, this is baby Ruth and Catherine, Louise, and yeah, Ruth again. She's getting bigger now. Yeah.
You'll see more pictures of the family in just a little bit. Ibrahima, would you just share with us? We find it a little unusual to find Christians in 95% Muslim countries. So could you share your personal testimony, how you came to know the Lord?
Okay. Thank you. Mali is known as Muslim country because Mali is 95% Muslim and only 3% Christians. So the 2 other percent are idol worshiper, or those who don't believe to any, or those who don't belong to any religion. And in Mali, I had this luck to be born in Christian family, and my dad and my mom were Christian when I was born. And I was raised with this Christian faith. And, but all around us, our neighbors were all Muslim or idol worshiper, and even our family in extended way, like our extended family, like my dad's family is Muslim, and they worship idols too. But when I went to high school, I was not sure that Christianity was the true way. I wonder why we are Christian, because there are so many people, even good people. All my friends are Muslim. Why am I Christian? So I start asking myself about Christianity. Is that true? is that not a mistake that my parents are Christian? And then I started researching for Quran. And none of my friends could offer me a Quran to read because they didn't have one copy in their house. No one had it. And I was surprised. We had about 3, 4, 5 Bibles in our house, while those Muslims won't have even one copy of Quran in their house. So I wonder why. And it is one of my friends who is actually Christian. His dad is a pastor. He borrowed me a Quran that his dad gave him to read. And this is how I came to read the Quran. And I was so impressed that the Quran would talk more about Jesus than even Muhammad. And Jesus was known as the one who is very close to God. And those who believe to Jesus are above the others till the day of judgment. This really struck me, and I said, how come those people have this book and they don't read and they still claim that Muslim is good, or Islam is the way of, and I couldn't believe, and this really strengthened my faith, and to show me, to convince me that I have really the true way, and Christianity is not just religion, it is a relationship with God. And then I went and started studying Bible in regular basis. We had this course by distance course that I was given, and through the gospel and the Old Testament and the mission of Apostle Paul, and I really understood a lot, and from that time. And later I worked with IFES, which is International Fellowship of Evangelical Students, and then this really strengthened my faith too. And so this is in little word how I become Christian and how I build up my faith.
Ibrahima, tell us what you do in Mali. What is your occupation?
Okay, in Mali I am a teacher, a father, and a landlord to many good men and women here. Those are students, and some of them are relatives in extended family of mine, and they are in high school, and they come and ask if someone wants to host them. And this is how I end up having this number. Some of them are gone, some are there, many are there, only one is gone, and 2 more arrived. So I am still busy there. And I teach in the high school, in the public high school, where actually I'm not allowed to share my faith. And this is the main reason I started this Christian school, because I don't know what I would be without my faith. And all I am is really linked and is a consequence of what I believe in my faith. So then I started this Christian school.
Tell us what happened the first couple of years of your school that you started.
Yeah, the first year when I decided to start the school, I had this very heavy conviction that I should start this school because I am a teacher and this is what I can do. I wondered long time how, why I am in this place, Koro. Koro is not even the Malian, wouldn't like to be in Koro, people who have been, in Bamako or elsewhere would not like to stay in Koro because Koro had no electricity, no running water. And it is almost dirt and dust everywhere. And the high school didn't have a physics teacher. And at physics time, students would just go home because they had no teacher to teach them there. This is how I went there to teach in the high school. And I couldn't share my faith. And then I decided to start this school, the Christian school, as I am repeating. And but I had no money. How can you start a school while you have no money? So I went through the town and find a man, a businessman. He has a little business, and ask him if he can partner with me so that he can build a school, and I would rent the school, and we will run the school there. And he was happy with that, and but he didn't build the classrooms. So maybe the next picture will tell us how. And then we had this classroom with grass, like wall of grass, and this is where we started. And oh, okay. Malian life.
We will talk about the school in a moment. Ibrahima, why don't you tell us a little bit about life in Koro, and then we'll get back to the school. So tell us what's in this picture here.
This is ordinary Malian family. If you go to Mali one day, this is kind of family you will find in Mali. So, and yeah, this is, we depend on well, and it is not very deep well, it is very shallow, only 12 meters, and we filter the water before we drink it. And I actually got this filter just 2 years ago when I was here. So this filter is a game to us. Yes. Yes, those kids are, they are newly circumcised, and those kids, they just stand by the road, and the tool they have, this is not pancake. It is a musical instrument. They shake this, they shake it, and to make sound, to ask for pennies, and this is why those kids are not at school. They are not at school. Yeah. Well, this is my family. You can recognize my wife, Rachel, giving birth to baby Ruth, and Louise is waiting her turn. So, yeah. And this is, at the time, Brendan Pomeroy visited us. And this flag was put there to just say welcome to our American friend. Yes. And this is my house too, the kitchen. And this is one of my pig. This is the kitchen and the pig and the chicken there. So, yes. This is my nephew, Elise. He lives with me, and he goes to grade school too. And this is my yard. So, and yeah. Lunchtime. So, those students in my family are having lunch. So this is how we eat in Mali. So we put the plate, and everyone helps himself. So grab the food and dip in the sauce and eat. So this is how we do it. And the kids pounding millets in the village. Yes. So
Tell them what millets are.
millets are cereals we have in Mali. They look like the sorghum you have here, and yeah, they are the main cereal people use there. Millets and rice are the main cereals.
So they pound the millets?
They pound it for about 30 minutes, and then they make powder out of it, and they make the cake and drinks out of that.
We're going to move on a little quickly here. I want to show you
those are
the original school.
Yeah.
And we can get back into talking about the school a little bit. And
Yes, this is where we started the school. We had this grass wall and the hanger, and this is where we started because we had no classrooms. And I had no way to build a classrooms by myself while I had these. So those are the first students.
tell us what grades you started the school with and why you started with those grades.
We started with the middle school because I was teaching in high school and I could see the need of those kids. They had no level to understand even the basic principle I would try to teach them in physics. Because to study physics in high school, you need to have some basic knowledge of physics in middle school. So they didn't have that. And I tried to give them physics class, but this was not enough help. Then I studied this school, and those kids, this is 9th grade, and we had 8th grade and 7th grade. We had 7 students in 9th grade, and 3 students in 8th grade, and 7 students in 7th grade. So in total, we had 17 students. The first year, this was in 2010. And I had this well-printed business plan that I believe would work. And according to this business plan, the school should be self-sufficient in 3 years, and which was not the case, not at all. It didn't work like that. Yeah. The next. Yeah, this is when we started, when we very quickly realized that the students from 7th, 8th, and 9th grade are almost mature. It is very difficult to change them, and they have so many behaviors that it is very difficult to impact them. And even, for 3 years, it is not enough. So we started in an elementary school to have more impact on those students and to have longer time to expose them with the gospel of Christ so that they can understand. Because in 3 years, it is not enough for those kids to understand fully the gospel and have a very good education. So those students have books, while in Mali, it is not all the students have books, like here in United States. The teachers have the book, they copy what they need to teach on the board, and the students copy it on their copybooks. So all the students that don't have books. But in Grace, we had this Grace, to have books for all the students. Yes, this is 7th grade, and this little businessman who really, I said little business. He is not little man, okay? I say little because he has a little business, okay, just in the city of Koro. He built this classroom so that we can rent it. And I am very careful to say businessman because in Mali, someone we call businessman in the city of Koro, all his capital is around maybe 10 million, which would be about, $20,000 US dollars. So for running the business, so we call him businessman, but not business like here, someone who owns a business.
So as you started with middle school, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, then you added 1st grade, and then every year you add another grade?
Yes. So the kids we saw on the former picture, those kids are from the 1st grade, and every year we add 1 grade. 1 grade. When they pass the 1st grade, we take them to 2nd grade, to 3rd grade. So this year we had till to the 4th grade. We had from 1st through 4th grade, and 7th through 9th grade. This is what we had this year.
And then this fall we will add 5th grade, correct?
Yes, we will have 5th grade.
So Ibrahima, the first time you came over here in 2012, tell us about how you met some of our people and what happened when you came over here the first time.
Thank you. When I was invited to come to United States, it was just, I didn't think, I didn't have another agenda about this school. I came here just to visit. It was a vacation. I was offered to come here. And when I came, actually a doctor invited me, Dr. Brendan Pomeroy. He invited me to come to visit United States. And when I arrived, I had met many other doctors, and among them the son of Dennis Euchre, Josh Euchre, who was in Mali 5 years ago. He did medical mission, and I was translating for them. And when I came here, I went to Josh's house because I knew him in Mali and we are good friends, and Josh called his dad and say, hey, you need to meet him. And I was there, and I would be very happy to meet your dad. And as you do here, we meet in this coffee. Yeah, I was surprised that he wouldn't take me to his dad's house. In Mali, it is like this. You go to someone's house to meet him. And we met in this roastery.
Panera.
Okay. So then we talked, and he asked me what I do, and I explained him what I was doing, and the challenges I had with this school and all those. And I was asking him to pray for me. I was not waiting anything from him. But he said, well, we can help that. We can help. So what about if we start a no-profit organization? And I had no idea of what he was talking about. I played like I understood what he was talking about, but I really didn't understand what he was talking about. And then they said, okay, we will help you. And then I went home, and he started Grace Mission to really help found this school.
And then you came back 2 years later in 2014, and what
Yes.
happened then?
Yes, and then in 2014, 2 years ago, they organized these fundraising events that I had no idea about because we don't have this in Mali. I didn't understand, but they gathered people and people came along and they helped raise funds for building new classrooms. Actually, we raised money to build 3 classrooms, and this was...
We started the 3 classrooms, I think about January 2015.
Yeah.
And we'll show you a little bit of what happened here. First,
Okay.
tell us what these kids are doing out there, Ibrahima.
So this is the land we bought. Actually, the second year, in 2013, Brandon invited me again to come and visit United States. And at the same time, my church had appointed me to lead the new church building. And this work was starting, and I had this invitation. I wanted to go to United States, have very good pizza, but again, the church had appointed me, and I didn't want to disappoint the church for this position. And I told him, I'm sorry, I would like to come, but I'm not able now because of this work. And then he sent money and with the money for my tickets to come here, I bought this land for the school. And those students are lining up at the border of the school property. Yes. And here we are in February 2015, and our neighbor have a well. It is actually very old, not used well, that I hired people to dig more and to use it. So this is the well we are using, and people there are making bricks. They are laying the cement bricks to build the classrooms. Then they started digging the foundation. So this is the foundation of the classrooms. And the bricks are there, and you can see the well there, while the tree in the middle there. Yeah.
You want to keep an eye out for this tree.
Yes.
It'll give you a little bit of frame of a reference as we proceed. So this was the start of the first 3 classrooms.
Yes, first 3 classrooms. So here is
There's the tree.
the tree is still there, and the classrooms are getting built. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, there's more.
Yes. So, yes. The students were so happy, and they wanted to come and help. When they come around and they say, hey, what can we do to help? And we would ask them to move the bricks, and those 3 students, they are students from Grace School, and they come and move the bricks, and they help how they do. So this is a man we hired to collect water for the construction, because we don't have running water, and the well doesn't have water all the time. So we have to go on donkey cart on somewhere else to get the water and take it to the construction site. So this is when they were covering and the roof. And we have, at that time it was raining season, so we had enough water in the well that we could use a pump to pump the water up there to cover the classrooms. Here is the 3 classrooms. They are finished and now in use. And there are not many buildings like this in Koro, not many. And I'm very proud of this building.
That's the back of the building.
This is at the old site, the site we are hiring, and this is École Privée La Grâce, is the sign we have there for those who want to know where it is.
This is a school bus.
Yes, this is the school bus. If you are in Mali and you find you are there at noon, 12 o'clock, when the kids need to go home for lunch, so you will see many like that. Many people would take, yeah. This is my wife, Rachel, with the 3 girls and one of my friend's boy and one of his daughter. So, yes, they are just coming from school. And
this is the front of the building. So
this is the front of the building, and the difference between our school and the other school is that here in our school, we start the morning with prayer. It doesn't matter you are Christian or no, we will sing a song, a church song, and we would pray. And all the parents know that. We tell them, this is Christian school. And if you send your kids here, know that we are giving him very good education according to government curriculum, but we will teach him Bible story, we pray with him, we will teach him Bible songs. So those are the 9th graders, and they are holding the Merry Christmas sign they actually colored. So, yes, those are the students from the elementary school, and they, are hanging. And when Brandon arrived there in January,
you can tell who Brandon is.
Brandon is the doctor who invited me here in the United States. And you can see him there, right? So all the others are the teachers at Grace School, yes, who are really helping. Well, this is the timetable in 4th grade. Brandon was very surprised to see timetable like this and took the picture. And here is Brandon among the students.
This is still, we still have some students in the old building.
Yes,
that
we have, because we have now 8 grades, while we have only 3 classrooms available at the new site. So we still have the student of 7th, 8th, and 9th grade at this building that we are hiring with this businessman. Yeah, those are students. And Brandon, when he came there, because he's a doctor, he came down with worm medicine. Worm.
Yeah.
Intestinal worm medicine. And in Mali, as I showed you, we depend on wells and some spots to get water. We don't have clean running water. So sometimes the kids have worms and due to the water we use there. And when he brought those worm medicine, we were giving them to the students. And we had the approval of all the parents before we give them any medicines.
Some more students here.
Yes, more students.
Some younger students.
I want to tell you the story of the dad of Aissata. Aissata is, can you see, is coward. And she is from very radical, fanatic family. And I was even surprised that she was sent to school, because in their minds, the girls should not be sent to school. And I had this chance to ask his dad, why would you send your students, your kids here, instead of taking them to the public school? And he had very long beard like this. And he told me, you know, I prefer sending my kids to a place where they are taught about God than to a place where they are not allowed to talk about God. I was very surprised by his answer. And she knows how to sing, you know, Bible songs, and she knows many Bible stories that she will take back home and share with her sisters and brothers, and we hope we will reach this family through Aissata. Yes. Another kids, yes. Those are the first graders. They were a little bit worried, and they didn't know, yes, this is just when they were arriving.
This was their first day?
Their first day at the school. Yes.
You see in the background,
yes.
Some of the kids have uniforms.
Yes,
but
they don't have yet. They didn't have uniform, but at the back, the older ones have their uniform. This is a student on the way to, yes.
Then, when he came in 2014, we raised the funds to start the first phase, and we occupied those 3 classrooms in the last fall, in the fall of 2015. Yes. Then in the spring of this last year, January, we had raised enough funds to start the second phase of 3 more classrooms. So you're going to see more construction. And we'll go through these pretty quickly, but you get some idea of construction in Mali. There's the tree, and there's the first phase, yeah. The first 3 classrooms.
Yeah, we made some bricks, have the sands there to start again building on top of what we have. This is the administration building. All the money was raised from here. All the money for this, it was raised from here in the United States. So the second story is...
starting on the second story, you can see the stairwell going down to the first floor. So we're on the second floor there.
And building up. And again, more. Yes, this is almost we have at the covering.
Almost ready for the roof.
Almost ready for the roof, yes.
And there they are.
So they are covering it. This is on top of the second story. So you can see the village there. There are not many good tall buildings. You can see there is no building like this, no school built like that in Koro. Even the government school is not like this. So this is the covering. Because it is concrete, everything has to be done in just one day. We have to cover all at the same time. So that's why we gather up so many workers and start covering it. Yes, all this is covering. So we do not have fill a lot of water. That's why before the covering day, we would fill all those tanks of water that we will take from other places. We will come and store a lot of water to start this work because we don't want to be short in water while we are doing this concrete work.
Now, you may wonder how we do all these things without the machines and mechanical things we have in this country. Here's the Malian way. If we can get the clip to work. Here we go. That's how we move materials up to the second floor.
Yeah, this is how it goes up.
All day long.
And they did this from 6 in the morning till to night. And we finished everything about midnight, covering everything about midnight. So this is how we do there, because we don't have machine to just push in the button and just take everything out. I wish we had it, but yeah.
There's the second floor, almost complete.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
This was about the condition when you left this time, wasn't
it? Yes, this is when I left, and I took this picture when I was leaving. I was coming here, and now they are doing the finishing work there.
It'll be covered with plaster on the outside, like the lower floor is, and then painted.
Yes.
There's the family.
Yes.
Here's the man responsible for everything that's going on in there.
And thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll dismiss you in just a moment. If any of you are interested in more of the backstory about Grace Missions, one of our board members, Brandon Pomeroy, you saw him in the picture, who was in Coro last January, has written a book. It's the story of Ibrahima Kodio and the remarkable school in West Africa.
He surprised me by writing a book about me and about all the story I was telling him about my family. He actually went and visited my dad, my mom, and so where I was born and all the story. And he was recording it. And he made a book. And I just got to read this book, and I'm very thankful for him to just do this. And these books can answer many of your questions about Mali and about, how we live and where we live. Yes.
I'm going to pray for you in a minute. We'll bless the food, or folks can head on down. But sometimes Ibrahima comes here, and sometimes he just has fun.
Yes.
Yesterday, Worlds of Fun.
This was yesterday at Worlds of Fun.
This is his first ride. See how he's gripped the handle there? But, whoops. But my granddaughter, Grace, assured him everything would be fine.
And just one thing, many people ask if Grace School was named after this Grace. And it just happened to be a coincidence. I knew Josh and Josie, but I didn't know much about their family. So when we named the school Grace, actually we named Grace because we are saved only by grace. This is what we want to teach the kids. We are not saved by going to Makkah or by giving things or praying 5 times a day. We are saved only by grace through Jesus. This is what we want to teach the kids. And that's why we named the school Grace. And it happened that Jaz's daughter is named Grace. And this was really very good coincidence. And I like that. Yes.
Let me bless the food here, and then we can go. There's some things